Hello again. Today I'm making this dress with a raglan style sleeve and a flared shaped skirt. Here's what you need. As usual, I have copied my basic pattern, which is this one, onto a different paper. I'm using newspaper again. It's always good for our environment and our planet if we can reuse and recycle stuff. So that's what I'm going to do today. Next thing we need to do is to take some measurements of the arm. So first mark half an inch from the top point of the armhole upward. And then connect the shoulder point here and this one and extend that line like this. Now mark the length of the arm from the shoulder point here to the wrist, which is 21 inches for me. Mark half an inch from the bottom of the armhole like this, and also extend the armhole by half an inch this way. And then redraw the armhole like this. Just get something, I'm using a notebook here, something where you can get a 90-degree angle like this. Put that onto this point here and parallel here, and so the idea here is I'm connecting this point and somewhere here where there's right angle, yep, like that. So then I'm going to mark my other arm measurement, which is underneath my arm, 19 inches, 19.5 for me. Here and also sort of doing a parallel line to this one and 19 and a half here, and then I'll connect these two like this. And then for here, 9 inches. This will give me enough length to do some pleats onto my wrist. And then connect that like this. So I will need to curve this. So 19 and a half is my length. So just curve that like this. I'm also going to readjust my neckline. I want to deepen the neckline by 3.5 inches. And then redraw the neckline to a shape. I'm just going to go in a shape like this. Draw a line like this. So that's going to be separated out. Let's mark the seam allowances. And we want 1 inch to the side and 1 inch to the bottom. Half an inch here. I am not going to leave any seam allowance to this shoulder line. You'll see why I don't need that when I do the back. So let's cut this off. So that is separate piece. With this on, I'm going to close the dart at the waist. To do that, open this side. I can close this dart as well. Like this. I can make this a knee dart. So my preference is to add some pleats here. To remember that I need to allow seam allowance when I cut the fabric, I'm going to mark a few arrows. So that's the front piece. This one is done. So let's do the back pattern now. So similar to what we did with the front, first mark half an inch from the shoulder point here, like this, and connect this and the point here. Again, similar to front, making the armhole a bit wider by taking half an inch off from this point and then extending from half an inch as well. So, which means our new armhole will look like this, and then connect that to the side this way. Now to make a perpendicular line, pointing to this point here. Eight inches here. If I mark 8 here, we can draw a parallel line parallel to this one, like this. And then I mark my arm's length, my underarm, 19.5 inches. I mark the same on this line as well, 19.5 again. Now I can connect this two. And I'm going to make this one a bit wider so I can have a pleated wrist. So for my front I mark 9 inches, so 9 inches here as well, and connecting. seam allowance, mark half an inch this way, half an inch here as well. 1 inch seam allowance to the side, 1 inch seam allowance to the waist as well. I'm going to leave this end like this just for now. Now I'm going to draw a line from this point to a point on the neckline, somewhere in the middle. We can separate that as well. I need half an inch seam allowance. So before we get to the sleeve, let's mark 2 arrows to indicate that I need to leave seam allowance when I cut the fabric, and mark this as back. So that one is done. And what I need to do with this one is now to connect this piece to my front sleeve. This is the front bit and this was my shoulder. Let me quickly mark my lines to the other side. So this is my neckline. So I need to connect the neckline to here. So align the shoulder. If the other bit's coming off a little bit here, that's not a problem. It's slightly off from this end. We'll make that correction. Then mark the lines to show I need seam allowance here and here as well. Just marking this one. So for this piece here, we do have the seam allowance. It is from here onwards that I need to add seam allowance when I cut the fabric. So that's all the pattern we need. For the skirt, I'm not going to make a pattern. I'll describe how I do the flared shape skirt when I cut the fabric. This is my fabric today. Left for my skirt. So I'm dividing it in half like this, the length way, and then divide it in half the opposite way like this. I want to measure the full length of the waist. For that, I'm going to take these front and back pieces of my top and measure them. This one is 14 3/4 and measuring from there. So it's 31. So my measurement was 31 and I am going to add 4 inches to that. That brings to 35. Then divide it by 4. So that's 8.75. I'm going to measure 8.75 from here. And then I'm going to go to the diagonally opposite side, which is here, and mark 8.75 3/4. Here as well. Take this point that we marked and the other point here and fold like this. I can cut this. We end up with 2 and 4, 6 pieces altogether. Get that middle piece and bring in the other one. So what we want to do is to take the pieces and sew these edges. So 1 and then the other one to the other side. Let's join these pieces. So the 6 pieces then become 2 pieces. So now I got 2 pieces of my skirt like this. So I need to shape it now to that flared sort of circular shape. So I fold that in half and align these 2 ends. So first let's make sure this is equal. As you can see, they align nicely. I can make a small, like half an inch curve for this piece. And then I want to measure that same length at here. So as you can see, there is a small extra bit there. So that's what we want to shape now. So make sure the ends are aligned. So what I really need to do is to make this skirt a circular shape like this. So now I will do the same with my other piece by aligning this one to the other one. Now let's sew the top part of the dress. Take one sleeve and I want to connect the front side to the front side of the sleeve. I have connected the front top to the sleeve. I will connect the back piece so there's no pleating required there. Now I am going to connect the skirt to both sides of the top. I will have to pleat this up and sew that in. So here it is. Now I am ready to connect the two sides. Now I am going to cut the facing for my neckline. To do that, I am going to fold from the middle of the back of the neckline and middle of the front, and then I'm going to carefully pin that together.
I decided to add an extra feature to the neckline from the front by cutting it a little bit deeper like this.
Then I'm going to use this leftover piece of fabric. So let's see how I can use this. Okay, let's pin that too. So leaving some seam allowance here. I need some seam allowance from this end as well. Now turn this around and cut enough width, about an inch or inch and a half. Be careful when you do this not to cut the garment that you just made. I'm going to use these two straps to the front of the neckline. So I'm going to attach it like this with a pin, and the facing would go on top of this like this. I have finished the dress now. I hand stitched the facing of the neckline and then put the elastic to the rest of the sleeve. If you like to know how to do the elastic, watch the link on the video now. subscribe and turn on the notifications to watch more videos like this. See you next time. Bye for now.